Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now that the football regular season has closed and we are in basketball mode, we thought we'd ask Perrin Johnson to sort of do a little bit of a grading of how the UK players have done so far this year. Now, Perrin, some people have been disappointed, some people haven't, but let's look at some individual players, and let's start with Reed Travis. Reed Travis came in from Stanford. He was thought to be an important piece. I think he's played really well so far. What about you?
I think he's played great, in my opinion. And the reason why I think he's played great is UK runs no offense for him. And not only do they not run any offense for him, he gets the ball a lot of times on his own, creating his own offense, on offensive rebounds and so forth. And he's always making his free throws when he gets fouled. So I think he's been a great addition. I wish they would find more ways to get him the basketball on the block because he's a good scorer and he can do a lot of good things.
He gets a double-double every game, and, like, you forget about it. Like, he's one of these guys who will have 18 and 12, and you'll go, I don't really remember him scoring. I think he's been the only player on the team who's brought it every night. So for me, it's an A. How about you?
No, it's an A for me. I just wish they would find a way, Cal would find a way to get him more touches on the block. I think he's a great scorer for this team right now.
I agree. Now, the second guy is Kelton Johnson. I think by the end of the season, he will be the best player on the team. He had an excellent game the other night, 27 points, a career high against Tennessee State. I think he has been the second most consistent player next to Reed Travis. He takes it to the basket. I love the way he plays, the energy, etc. His defense makes him a B+ for me because he should be a better defender, but what do you think?
I'm going to give him a B. I'm not going to give him a B+. I'm going to give him a B because, like you mentioned, he's a really good athlete. Even though he's a freshman and freshmen take longer to understand defensive principles, he does a lot of great things getting to the cup, and he doesn't depend on his jump shot too much. And he gets to the line a ton. So I think that's great value in what he's doing right now. I would like to see him step up as the alpha on the perimeter, outside all the perimeter guys, to be a great scorer on this team behind Reed Travis.
He goes to the basket a lot like Archie Goodwin, but unlike Archie, he makes it most of the time. Like, he's a really good finisher. I just don't understand why he's not a better defender. He should be a lockdown defender with that athleticism, and he just gets beat all the time.
Well, you know, he was such a great talent in high school. He was able to get away with a lot of things. You can't do that at the collegiate level. So right now, what you're going to see from him is you're going to see him probably get better by the time SEC tournament. You'll see him be a solid defender, but not right now.
Johnson and Travis, by the way, the only two guys who played well against Duke, which is why they get the two best grades for me. Now, P.J. Washington is next. P.J. was returning Alpha Dog preseason first-team All-SEC. He's had some really good games, but in a couple of the most important games, Duke and Southern Illinois, he did not play that well. I'm giving him a B as well. He's been good, but when we needed him the most, sometimes he disappears.
I'm going to give him a B-. And the reason why is there was a lot of expectations for him to take the next step. You saw him in the Bahamas, have a great trip at the Bahamas. However, I don't really see PJ being a leading scorer on his team. He's a guy who's going to get you 12 rebounds, 12 points, about 5 rebounds, or 2 or 3 assists. He will be a great glue guy for this team to help it stick together and make a great run. But he's never going to be a guy who's going to come out and just be a dominant scorer.
He may not be, but he's got to be better. Like, he had one game where he had 4 points. Like, you can't do that. P.J. Washington has got to be this team's second or third best scorer, or they're not going to be that successful. Now, next is Tyler Herro. In the Bahamas, he might have been the best player on the team. He averaged 23 points a game. He made every shot. There were people comparing him to Rex Chapman, which drove Perrin insane. I'm going to give him a B-, and here's why. I don't think he's been particularly bad, but I think fans' expectations for him were way too high. That's not his fault. So even though he hasn't played great, I don't blame that totally on him.
I'm going to give him a B-, and the reason why is, like you said, everybody wants to don somebody as the next great thing. And Rex Chapman was the truth. He was the guy. He was a rock star here. So you can't just don a guy that before he puts on a jersey because he goes on a trip to the Bahamas. I'm going to give him a B-. He's been solid. He's been good. He's on a team with a lot of great wings. So he's done some good things.
Are you surprised he hasn't shot the ball better?
That's going to come and go because you know what? When you're the guy on your high school team, you get the ball in your hand and you're doing what you want to do to get your own shots. Now you're operating and playing off of guys that you never played with. That's a different aspect of the game that he's having to adjust to.
And let's finish with this. 3-headed point guard monster, Ashton, Hagen, Emmanuel Quickley, and Quade Green. I'm going to give the 3 of them collectively a C. Emmanuel Quickley's probably been a little better than I thought. Quade's had some good games. Ashton Hagen's kind of been a disappointment. But overall, I think Kentucky's problems, Perrin, have been they haven't gotten consistent good point guard play.
Well, that's contributed to 2 things in my opinion. One, you're trying to play all of them, and they never really get in a rhythm. That's the number 1 thing. 2, Hagen should still be in high school. So, I mean, he's still going to find his way a little bit. He's going to be a little bit more of a learning curve for him. Quade, I would like to see more of him. Quigley, I want to see him do a lot of things a little bit better. But the problem with him is I feel like he tries to take a lot of shots like he's the hero and goes, I'm going to get it done my way. That's not going to work.
Who would you play? Who would your starter be?
Right now, we'll go with Quade.
You would?
Yes, I would go with Quade. I don't feel like Quade's got enough run and got enough burn to establish himself. But when Kentucky teams have had great success under the Cal, they've had a great point guard. And one of these guys has to step up for them to be great.
I think it's going to be Quickly. Perrin, thank you very much.